Aretha Franklin was such a brilliant singer that her songwriting ability is often overlooked. She never made any great claims for herself as a songwriter, but we're talking about a song catalog that included classics such as Dr. Feelgood, Since You've Been Gone, Think, Spirit in the Dark, Daydreaming, Rocksteady. But right now I'm going to talk about a song for which she received no writing credit. It's her signature track, her biggest hit, Respect. Now, this was an interpretation of an Otis Redding song. He had recorded it in 1965. She did it in early 1967, about a year and a half later. And I think this is really a case of a cover being more of a rewrite than anything. Aretha makes major changes to the song. She changes the key, the groove, some of the lyrics, moves sections around, and adds hooks that really became the defining hooks of the song. So I'm going to play both versions or parts of them and kind of give you an idea of some of the differences in them. And please make some allowances for my vocal limitations, because particularly with Aretha's, it's way out of my key range, and we know what great singers both Otis and Aretha were. So Otis's version starts with the chord sequence of the chorus, goes D to G, and it has it's kind of a horn-driven part. What you want, honey, you got it. What you need, baby, you got it. All I'm asking is for a little respect and I can have. Yeah, hey. His version is much more reliant on a heavy beat, driving beat. Aretha's is more groove oriented. He has a second verse, and then he goes into a bridge where the chords change. It goes to C and B flat chord sequence, and he's singing, "Hey little girl, you're sweeter than honey, and I'm about to give you all my money. All I'm asking for a little respect now." Now, the odd thing about Otis's version is that he sings those lines in this bridge, and then he has another verse in which he basically sings the same lyrics again. Even with that repetition, the song is only about 2 minutes long, Otis's version, but he has that repetition. So we're going to see what Aretha does with that section, what the changes she makes. Aretha does it a full step lower than Otis did. His song is in A, she does it in G, and I think it's because she changes the melody quite a bit. She sings much higher, and I think that in order for her to be able to sing it comfortably, I think she had to bring it down a little bit from his key. So her version also starts with the chorus chords, but she brings in a guitar lick playing sevenths that you don't find in Otis' version. So it's... And if we transpose Otis's version to her key, this is the difference in the melodies that they're doing. Otis would have been singing, he would have been starting with a G, he would have been, what you want? Where she's way up here in D sharp, what you want? What you want? Baby, got it. What you need? So, very different melody right off the bat. A lot has been said about how Aretha sort of reinterpreted the lyrics. In some cases, she's just flipping gender norms. He's talking about asking for respect when he gets home. She's asking for respect when he gets home. But there's an interesting difference between his take and her take in the first verse, where he's singing, "What you want, baby, you got it." She's singing, "What you want, I've got it." So she's establishing right off the bat, I've got what you want. And a lot of people have interpreted her version as using respect to mean sexual satisfaction, and I think you get a hint of that right off the bat in that first verse. She also, with her sisters who were backing singers, came up with a vocal arrangement that is very different from anything in Otis's version of the song. At the end of the first chorus, when she sings about asking for respect, the backing singers are doing just a little bit, just a little bit. It's nothing like that in Otis's version. And after every chorus, they do something a little bit different. After the second chorus, it's just a. Now, I mentioned that Otis's version has a bridge whose lyrics then repeat in the next verse. So she doesn't even bother with that bridge at all. She goes into a third verse, and she changes some of the lyrics where she's saying, give me my propers when you get home. It's a line you wouldn't find in Otis's version. At the end of that chorus, her backup singers do. So changing it up every time. Now, since she doesn't do the bridge that Otis does, what she does is after that third chorus, she goes to an instrumental chorus, which is a showcase for saxophonist King Curtis. And it's an interesting chord change that she pulls off there. She goes from F to F sharp minor. Then back to the G for the final verse. At the end of that chorus, we have what's probably the biggest hook of the song, which is everything stops. Aretha does her famous R-E-S-P-C-T, that's what it means to me. And this is really, I think, what people remember more than anything else about the song. You don't find it at all in Otis's version. When the backing singers come in, they do this, sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it. Do that for a few seconds. That became a big pop culture catchphrase because of this song. So she's adding all these vocal hooks that were not in his version. She's changing some of the lyrics. She's introducing an instrumental bridge. It's very much a rewrite of the song. And I think all these elements she added are the things that really made it the big hit that it was. I'm curious to hear what you think about it. Thanks for watching.